So hi guys, this is the introduction to Python part 1. Yeah. So as the name suggests, Python language isn't actually derived from the Python snake. Instead, it is derived from the famous show BBC comedy sketch show that was Monty Python's Flying Circus. Yeah, it was started by Guido van Rossum as a hobby, but now it is widely spread and open source and free. Here you can see that Python is currently the most used language, around 27%, more than 27%, as this list is like of 2016. So yeah, Python today is being used like like in machine learning, data science, AI, and also you can see in website development through like different frameworks like Django framework in Python. The Django framework has actually like most popular sites work on the Django framework due to its secure nature. You can see that YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and Pinterest, all of them have been that means they have used the Django framework for their build. And there are some packages like NumPy that is for numerical things like numeric Python. You can say that pandas for data frames and tables and matplotlib to plot a graph or something, and the last three SciPy or scikit-learn and stats models for machine learning and statistics usage. So yeah, let us start with a demo. Let me share you my VS Code screen. Yeah, yeah. So let's create a new file. Let's create our first program. .py. So yeah, the .py is the extension for Python. If you want any program to be in Python, you should have a .py at the end. So let me show you how to print hello world in Python. So this is a print statement. It prints in the terminal. This is a terminal. So if we run this is the run button. You can see a hello world has been printed. Actually, I had printed previously just to check. Yeah. So you must be wondering like the what are the rules for this thing? So this is a string actually. A string is a sequence of characters, you can say that. And these can come in double quotes and single quotes. Like say single quotes is also valid. Let me run this. Yeah, hello world. That's fine. So there are many different types of datas. Let me teach you what are variables first. So let's say age equal to 20, name equal to John. Sorry for the. Now let's say salary is something like 20,506.9. That's the random number. So here you can see in Python, we can like describe various variables like age, name, salary, and have a value for each in a specified variable. For example, the age is equal to 20. That is the data type of age is a integer, and for name, it's actually a string, and for salary, it's a float or a double as there's a decimal point. So here we can see that there are different data types in Python, and we can like have a value inside a variable. So all right, so let's see how to get an input from the user. Let me show you that. So we can get that by input, and you can write anything like enter your age, let's say. So let me run this. Here we can see enter our age, let's say 19. Yep. So it accepted it and it executed. So not much fun. Let us like store this age in a variable. Let's say age and like have a space here to make it look better. Yep, that's fine. So age is 19. Yeah, this looks much better. Yeah, so you can see that this is a way we can enter our age or something. So let me like show you another thing. Let me show you like type conversion. So this thing, the input, actually only if I enter 19, but the type is always a string. Let me give you an example to show this. So let's say enter your birth year. So let's store it in birth year. Okay, all right. So let if someone and we can calculate the age by birth. Well, this is 2025 minus the birth year. And we can, sorry, print, sorry, print the age. So you must be thinking that this should execute fine. Let's see what happens. Let's run it. So enter your birth year. Okay, let's say my birth year was 2002. So the age should be probably 23. No, I have got an error. The error is saying type error unsupported operand types for int and string. So, but birth year is also a string, is a string, and that should be a int. I entered 2002. But for in Python, you have to know that the input always takes and makes the value, assumes it as default as a string. So you would always have to type convert it to another value that you want. As here we want an int, we have to type convert it to an int. So now let's run it again. So here's the age, 23. So here you can see we have type converted it. Okay, let's get back to the slides. Yep. So the agenda was variables. Yeah. So we can see like it's a great calculator, but how can we make it store values? Yeah, we just saw this. Here we can see that distance to London in miles is 403 and mile to kilometer conversion is 1.6 something. So here they have stored a value, the distance to London kilometer equal to distance to London miles into mile to kilometer. So here's a multiplication happening and the value is being stored in the variable, as you can see. So Python can work as a calculator too. Yep, yep, the same thing. Yep, the data types. That we just saw this right before, that there are different data types. There's integer. Let me just show you here. There's integer, there's float, the decimal point one. There's string like hello world. There's boolean. I forgot to show you that only stores true and false. And there's a none type that doesn't store anything. That's null, basically. So why should we actually care about data types and stuff? Like, why should we? Yep, if you guessed it right. Yeah, like before, we should care because means we might get our error if we don't care because we can't subtract, add, or do any operation for different data types. Like here, you can see the given example, we have stored the value of x, that is an integer 10 to x, and y is a string, and we have printed x plus y, but that can't happen because you can't add int and a string. So that is an error. So an important lesson to remember here is we can't do arithmetic operations on variables of different types. Therefore, make sure that you always aware of your variable types. You should be aware of your variable types because you can't do arithmetic operations, obviously. So to you can find the type of variable using type. like type X. Let me show you one second. Yep. Here you can get the type birth year. Yep. And let's see. Enter birth year 2002. Wait. Okay. Okay, we didn't printed the type. Yep. Let me print it first. See, you gotta print the type, then only it executes. Yep. It's class string str. So it is a string and we type converted it to int. Okay, going back to the slides again. Share area. Yep, so next slide. Wait a second. Yep, casting types, same, I just showed you here. You can do the same for float, open bracket, close bracket, and if you want to convert to a string, str and brackets. And so this is, let's see this, okay? Let's see this. All right. So let's say a equals to 10 and let me tell you if some of you might be aware or not, but in Python we are not writing a semicolon after a line. Like many languages like Java require this, but in Python we everything works on indentation and you don't need to actually write the semicolons to tell that you're like in the next line or stuff. Okay, so A plus B, you can display it in the terminal. Yep, yep. So we get 10, 20 together because both are strings. So the plus operation here, the plus operation, wait, the plus operation concatenates the two strings together. That is, it appends like 20 on 10. You can see that. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's 10, 20, like a string. So, like there are various arithmetic operations that we can perform in Python, like similar to mathematics. And the thing is, the order of precedence is the same as in mathematics. And as I hope you guys know about the BODMAS rule, so something like that is followed here too. You can see addition by a plus, subtraction by a minus, division by a slash. Mod is the remainder after division, multiplication by a star sign, floor division by. Let me give you an example of difference between division and floor division and power by two asterisk sign. All right. Okay, let's arithmetic operations. And here you can see I have used an underscore just for better readability. You can do this in multiple ways. Maybe you can just take the O as capital or something like that. But this is a good option. Yep. So arithmetic operations. So let's say A is like 19 and B is like let's 4. So print, if we like do the division operation, A divide by B, and let's say the floor division. What's the difference? Let's see, let's run this. All right, so here we get 4.75 for the division, that is, it gives the exact value, that is 4 divided by 19 till the decimal points. But in the floor division, it gives the value that is the floor value. That is for 4.75, it is 4, so it gives that value. And to get something square, like if you want to power to 2, you would have to, let's say, so if we want 2 power 4, we we do this. Yeah, it's 16. All right. Yeah, order precedence. You can see first it's 16 square, and then we divide by 4. That is 64. And again, you can see, wait, let me show you this. Yep. You can see that first we take 3 square, that is 9, then plus 4, that is 13. And here again, but as there are brackets, so we take 4 plus 3 first, 7. 7 squares is 49. Yep. Okay, comparison operators. Let me show you again that slide. Yep. Mhm. Yeah, so comparison operators only return a true or false when we compare two numbers or two strings or whatever, if they're mostly numbers, and used extensively for conditional statements mostly. I'll teach you in a while what are conditional statements. Yep. So if x equal to y, that is they have the same value, then it's true. If they don't equal to each other, then it's true. If x is smaller than y, then true. Then if x is greater y, then true. If x is smaller than equal to y, then true. If x is greater, you get it. Yep. Comparison examples. So this is me. The first one is us assigning 5 to the variable x, whereas the second is checking if x is actually equal to 5, means we have already assigned. So as we have already assigned here, it is it comes out to be true. So this is a single equal to is an assignment operator, whereas double equal to is a comparison operator. X is greater than 7? No, it's a false. So logical operators, you can see if it's X or Y, then at least one should be true to get a true answer, or one or zero, or true or false. That's like the same thing. And if X and Y, to get a true, you need both to be true. And not X is just like the not of X. If it's true, then it's the not of X is false. If it's false, then the not of X is true. Okay. Well, let's go to strings now. So strings, very powerful, flexible in Python, and can be added, can be multiplied, can be multiple lines. So string is actually a sequence of characters. You can see x equals to Python, then Python, y equal to rocks. Means, let me actually give you a demo for this. Let's create a file. Let's say the name is strings.py. Oh, okay. Let's say let's do a string in the variable course Python for programming. Okay, let's do the fine one. Fine, let's say fine n. Let's see what does this function return. Okay, 4. N is here, we can see. Sorry for the wrong spelling. So let's say for p, where is the p? Zero. All right. So the concept here is that Python, the first index for the word starts with a zero. So P is at zeroth index, and Y is at the second, T is at the third. Actually, Y is at the first, T is at the second, H is at the third, O is at the fourth, N is at the fifth. So to get like let's say F, what do you think F would be? F is seventh. You can see five, then it's seventh. Yeah, two here. Okay. So let's try other functions. Okay, we can try replace. Yeah, replace is we can replace our let's say four with four. Let's do that. Let's see. Yeah, Python for programming. Yep. So here we are. We can see we can concatenate strings here. Python, we have stored Python in X, rocks in Y, and we can concatenate them by the plus operation. Here again, let's go to the next slide. Here we can like make it to the upper and this to the lower case. This is uppercase, University of is lower, and Edinburgh is capital. So these are called methods and add extra functionality to the string. If you want to see more methods that can be applied to a string, simply type dir in dir str. So mixing up strings and numbers. So, all right. So yeah, so we can, if you want to actually mix up string and numbers, you can only do that by concatenating two strings or making by type conversion. Here you can see we have type converted X. So the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. And that's a silly statement, but we converted X here, use some operations, and then at last we have type converted X. So multi-line strings can be done like this below. Yeah, anything wrong with this block? Yep. This is a this is an int and not a string. So this can't be added. Yeah, you can do this by printing these, but you can't do the plus sign with this. All right. Hmm. So, all right, let's begin with the if-else statement that are the conditional statement. So here we can check like if a condition for a particular condition we can give a particular answer. Let's say if we enter the age equal to 16 and if we are checking for if the person can vote or not. So here we can say that the if age is greater than 18, then print eligible to vote, else print ineligible to vote. So let's see, we should get ineligible to vote. All right. So this one is a simple if else statement. Let me show you with a little variation. Yep. So these are the marks. This is a program for grading students. The person with greater than 80 marks would get A grade. The one between 60 and 80 would get B, and the one with 40 to 60 would get C, and below that would be failed or uh, any default marks would be given as fail. Let's just assume that we won't write any number like over like 120, then also it would give fail, but we are not checking the boundary conditions right now. Let's just say someone got 66. and this run this program. Yep, B grade. All right. So these were the conditional statements, if else statements. So let's move to loops. Yep, so now we are going to learn about loops. So why do we need loops? What are loops? So let's write this. Let's say if we want to write a program from 1 to 5. We want to print like it on the screen. Let's say, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see it's a little time consuming. We have to write print statement 5 times, but it's still doable. But let's say we have to write it for a million. So for these things, there are loops that iterate over each number. Like to repeat a block code multiple times, we can use loops for that. Let's start with the while loop. So let the while loop, let's like first specify our integer. Let's say it's x equal to 1 and x should be smaller than or equal to 5. So print print x and x equals to x plus 1. So what this does is that first in the first iteration, x is 1, it goes, it prints 1, then x equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2. And it checks here, 2 is smaller than equal to 5, again prints 2, then goes on, then 3, 3 is smaller than 5, again goes 4, then prints 4, then for 5, it would print 5, but when it comes to 6, no, 6 is not smaller than equal to 5, so it would stop there. Let's see this. Yeah, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for this, it's a very convenient way to write this. Let's do it for 1,000. Uh, let's run it. Yeah, you can see 1,000 numbers being printed just within a millisecond. All right. So this is easy. Let's see how to do patterns. Make by asterisks. Let's print patterns here. Yep. So here you can see in the first line we have asterisk or star that you must say. And the second one is 2, then third one is 3, and all till the 10th one here is 10. So these are some simple operations that you can perform using the while loop. Let me tell you about the second one, that is the for loop. So let's say for means the functionalities are the same for both the loops, but the syntax are different for both the loops. So for x in range 1 to 6, here you can see that the first thing in the bracket is actually the from where x starts, and it is actually 1, and 6 is still where the loop would iterate, but it isn't including 6. So let's see it one time. So it would print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see it. Yep. So it doesn't include 6 here. So here's another thing in the range function. You can just like the third condition is a step. If we want to step like 2 times, let's say from 1 to 10, because 11 isn't included, just step 1 plus 2, 1 plus 4, like that. Let's see. Yeah, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. All right. So I think you got this. The first one is included, whereas this one isn't included here. So, oh, this is all for, let me stop sharing. Yeah, so this is all for the introduction to Python for the first part. I hope you got the basic concepts of Python, loops, strings, data types, uh, while loop, if statement, conditional statement, type conversion. I hope you understood all these things. Thank you.